When you look at a praying mantis, its turning head and focused eyes can give you the creepy feeling that it's watching you. Even though it's a tiny insect, it acted bold. It climbed on me, jumped on my phone, and stared straight into my soul. I seriously love these bugs. I love how they always seem alert and aware of what's around them. I've always known they have sharp vision and those awesome grabbing arms. But what I didn't know is that they eat frogs and even birds. And it turns out they do this more often than we thought. That little fact just adds to their already creepy image. If you've heard anything about mantises, you probably know female mantises sometimes eat the males after mating. Because of this, and their intense stare, a lot of people are freaked out by mantises or think they're evil. Just check out the comments on a video of a mantis eating a hummingbird. But even though they eat birds and their boyfriends, mantises are way more than just creepy bugs. The way they hunt is shocking, but also really impressive. They don't use venom or stingers, so how does a small insect catch and kill animals that are bigger than it is? Some mantises have taken ambush hunting to the next level, using amazing camouflage. Unlike other insect predators that use smell or touch to find prey, mantises use sight. Their eyes are some of the most advanced in the insect world. They're the only insect known to see in 3D. Their vision is so unique and powerful that researchers think it might help us design better computer vision systems for tiny robots. And when it comes to eating their mates, it's not just because they're mean. There's a good reason for it. More on that later. Mantises are so unique that scientists sometimes compare them to animals with backbones, not other insects. There's nothing else like them. So how do they kill prey much bigger than they are? Why are they such skilled hunters? And why do they eat their mates? When you think of a praying mantis, you probably imagine a green one. But there are more than 2,400 species in over 460 groups across 33 families. Their closest relatives are cockroaches and termites, but they split from those insects over 300 million years ago. With so many species, mantises come in all shapes and sizes. The smallest one is the Bulbi pygmea, only 1 centimeter long. The heaviest is the West African megamantis, where females can weigh over 13 grams. The longest is the giant stick mantis from North Africa, which can grow over 17 centimeters long. Among all these species are some of the best examples of camouflage and mimicry in nature. A mantis's life starts when it hatches from an egg case. Dozens of babies drop down onto branches. These little ones are orchid mantis nymphs, and they already have an amazing disguise. They look like assassin bugs, bad-tasting insects that can stab predators with a sharp mouthpart. This disguise helps protect them as they move through leaves and branches, hunting and avoiding predators. If threatened, they even strike a pose that makes them look bigger, like they're doing martial arts. This often scares predators away. If they survive, they grow into one of the most beautiful insects on Earth, the orchid mantis. These mantises live in Southeast Asia and look just like orchid flowers. They even sway like flowers in the wind. Their disguise helps them stay hidden from predators and also helps them catch prey. Pollinators think the mantis is a real flower and get too close. Then, snap, they're caught in a flash. Field studies show that orchid mantises attract more pollinators than real flowers. That's because their disguise isn't just for hiding, it's also for hunting. This is called aggressive mimicry. But there's a risk. If too many mantises mimic the same flower, they might scare off pollinators or damage the ecosystem. And if the real orchids disappear, the mantises lose their trick. So being rare might actually help them survive. If pollinators only meet one orchid mantis in a while, they won't learn the difference between fake and real flowers. This kind of disguise, mimicking something specific, is called adaptive resemblance. It's different from basic camouflage, which just helps an animal blend into the background. Many mantis species do that too. Some are green or brown to blend into plants. Others look like tree bark, sand, or sticks. But take one of those perfectly disguised mantises and place it on a plain surface, and it still looks like a flower or a twig. That's how specialized some of them are. Some even evolved alongside the things they mimic. Not all mantises mimic flowers. Some look like gross or scary things to scare predators away. For example, young orchid mantises look like assassin bugs. The ant mantis looks like a black ant in its early stages. Predators avoid ants because they bite, sting, and taste bad. One of the most intense mimics is Iris oratoria, the Mediterranean mantis. It looks normal at first, but when threatened, it spreads its legs, stares, and flashes fake eye spots on its wings, like an owl's eyes. Even in flight, this trick seems to work. But what happens if the leaves or flowers a mantis mimics dry up or die? What if green grass turns brown during a drought? For orchid mantises, that's a real problem. But some mantises have a backup plan. They can change color. The Egyptian praying mantis lives in African grasslands, where grass quickly switches from brown to green after rain. Scientists found that these mantises are brown when grass is dry and green when it's lush. Mantises don't change color like chameleons or octopuses in seconds, but they can change color between molts, depending on humidity. Dry air makes them brown, humid air makes them green. Some species change based on light. Bright light can mean their hiding spot is dying, so they turn brown. Some turn black during fire season, a color called fire melanism. All of this is called environmental polymorphism, a fancy term for changing looks based on surroundings. This kind of camouflage has long been one of the strongest examples of evolution in action. Still, scientists might be missing something. Since humans use vision so much, we mainly study things we can see: colors, shapes, patterns. But in the insect world, smell, sound, and touch matter too. So maybe mantises also mimic flower scents to attract pollinators. After all, smell is how pollinators usually find flowers. It's possible, but not yet proven. Now, let's talk about how mantises kill. Mantises have 3 types of wings: long, short, and tiny or none at all. The outer wings are tough and hide the delicate ones underneath. When folded, they look smooth and sleek. Some mantises can fly, but mostly they glide or make quick escapes. They also use their wings to scare threats, suddenly spreading them and making noise. Some mantises don't have wings at all, especially when young. These ones rely on jumping. In tests, juvenile thorny mantises could jump 2 body lengths and land perfectly. They use their abdomen to spin mid-air and land just right. When scientists glued their abdomens so they couldn't rotate, the mantises still reached the target, but crashed into it face first. Whether they fly or jump, all mantises have strong front legs made for grabbing prey. These are called raptorial claws. When not in use, they stay folded in front, hence praying mantis. These legs have 5 parts, and the top parts are covered in spikes and tubes for gripping. Once they grab something, it's hard to get free. Their strikes happen in 2 steps: the approach, where their arms extend, and the sweep, when they grab. It takes less than 1/10 of a second. Scientists used to think their strikes were always the same, but research shows they're actually really adaptable. They can catch prey above, below, or far to the side. And they eat a wide variety of animals, from small bugs to frogs, lizards, and birds. Yes, birds. They've been seen sitting on hummingbird feeders, waiting. When a bird gets close, about 5 to 10 centimeters away, they strike fast, grabbing the bird by the skull and sometimes eating its brain. Once those claws lock in, the bird can't escape. Their jaws, or mandibles, are super strong and sharp. They work like scissors, cutting through exoskeletons and even bone. Researchers are studying how long it takes them to eat, and how prey size affects that time. So how are they so accurate at grabbing prey mid-air? Well, their hearing doesn't help with hunting. Mantises have just one ear, on their belly, and it hears ultrasonic sound like bat echolocation, not the wing beats of insects. That helps them avoid predators, not catch prey. What really helps is their vision. Mantises have 5 eyes, 3 simple ones that detect light and 2 big ones that see color and movement. Their eyes face forward and overlap, giving them 3-dimensional vision. Some can even turn their heads almost 180 degrees, scanning their surroundings without moving their bodies. If you've ever noticed a mantis's eyes seem to follow you, that's because of a pseudopupil, a dark spot that always looks like it's looking at you. It's an optical trick, not something the mantis controls. But that doesn't mean it's not watching. Their eyesight is so precise they can judge depth and location for a perfect strike. That's why scientists believe mantises truly see in 3 dimensions, just like us. And in the world of insects, that's an incredible superpower.